What's up, guys? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall market. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Deposits $2,000, you're guaranteed 30. Anyways, the market is squeezing right now. We got a very, very nice bounce because we had some big news, and the market's also responding to Jerome Powell. So let's talk about this. There's news that came out that the European Union is going to be delaying its implementation of its first set of tariffs on goods from the US until the middle of April. This is a very, very huge piece of news. Before, the EU was planning on imposing these tariffs as soon as March, but instead they're going to be delaying them until mid-April. So that's a big piece of news. This was kind of like a retaliatory effort against the tariffs that President Trump imposed on steel and aluminum. So this is a very, very big shift in policy, right? This is very, very big. If anything, the products that could be included in this would be duties for, many bourbon, agricultural products, industrial goods, textiles, leather goods, and the list goes on. So this is some very, very big news right now. This could be one of the reasons why the market is pumping now with the delay in tariffs. And then the second thing has to do with the fact that, we're still seeing a reaction to Jerome Powell. So Jerome Powell said things that could cause the market to dump, such as the fact that there's going to be higher inflation. We might see a slight disruption to the labor market as time goes on. But then at the same time, Jerome Powell said things that are very bullish. He mentioned that, for example, the Fed is planning on less cuts over the next they're planning on more cuts over the next 1 to 2 years than previously expected. So they're going to be cutting more. And then Jerome Powell did say that we're on track to see our inflationary targets to be made. So the market could interpret it however it wants, in my opinion. And you guys can see it's taking the more bullish interpretation. It's still reacting to Jerome Powell. It's still reacting to the EU tariff news. So far, with the market bouncing, I just want to say that SPY has a potential inverse head and shoulders right here, which I think is a pretty good sign. We have a potential left shoulder. We have a head. Then we have like a right shoulder potentially forming. And if we continue to break the high from yesterday, I think we easily fly for 575 or higher. We're still looking very, very bullish. Now, if you want to turn bearish, what should have happened was we should have lost this low here at like 559. So what happened, and this is what I was talking about yesterday. Remember how SPY before, a couple of weeks ago, SPY was making a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So this is a downtrend. As you guys can see, it's a downtrend, right? But instead, what's happening now is we had this low right here. We pushed, made a higher low, pushed up, made a higher low right here. Then we're going to try to continue to push up. So it's a trend shift. Instead of making lower lows and lower highs, we're making higher highs and higher lows, right? The market is shifting in its direction. And that's a very, very good sign so far. So if we manage to continue this trend, I think that 575 can be coming in eventually the 580s. So far, we're looking bullish. And I say this because we did dump in the morning. We saw this big sell-off, but then the market just got bought up like there was no tomorrow. So we got this dump only to make almost a full recovery. I do think SPY could be easily pushing to the 570s at this point because there's no sign of it stopping thus far. So for now, the chart on SPY is bullish. We have an inverse head and shoulders. As long as we don't end up losing 566, I think we're going to be completely fine. So watch that main support over there. Also, I don't want to see us lose our 20 EMA. So if we're above 566, we remain a lot more bullish. The trend is more bullish. And then if we continue to break out, watch and see if we can hold above 570. If that's the case, I'm looking for this high to be retested around 572.5. Then eventually the 575s are coming for the gap fill as we look more bullish. So just keep that in mind. For the QQQ, we also have a nice looking double bottom like structure. We have a left shoulder, a head, and then a right shoulder. If we break past 485, we're looking for an attempt to break past 490. If we end up losing the support around 475, we would turn back down. So for 484 is our 50 EMA. I want to see us kind of break that. It's 484.98, so basically 485. That's where our 50 EMA is. Break that on the QQQ. We're going to be launching higher. It looks like it wants to break it. We're looking quite strong so far, especially with big tech stocks starting to bounce. As long as we don't lose 479, I think we're going to be fine. We're favoring a push for 485 plus on the triple Q. For the IWM Russell 2000, we're also looking quite promising. We have almost an identical setup. And then keep in mind, we want to see how well this could hold above its key resistance around this 208 area. If that breaks, we're looking for the 210s. So long as we don't end up losing like 204, I think we're going to be completely fine. I think we're doing a great job so far. So just keep that in mind. So overall, good job by the Russell 2000 as we continue to pump. I think we're doing a fantastic job, and there's a good sign. We see a lot more buyers who try to defend. So just like its counterparts, like if you look at SPY, the QQQ, and many other ETFs, we're holding up well, and I think we just continue this trend as time goes on. With that being said, looking at others such as ES, we're looking bullish. As long as ES does not lose like 5709, I think we're looking pretty solid. And we could be easily pushing closer to 5800. We're still looking very bullish, very, very strong. And this is going to be launching SPY even higher. On NQ, it's the same thing. Inverse shoulders like structure. We have a left shoulder, a double bottom, and a right shoulder. If we break resistance around 20,000, I think, or as long as we hold above 20,000, excuse me, we're looking for 20,125. If that breaks, then we're looking for like the 20,300s. As long as we don't lose 19,898, we're still looking more bullish. On Bitcoin, we're looking bullish, making higher lows. I want to see us break past 88,000. If that's the case, we'll look pretty good. If we lose 84,000, it's going to be a bad sign, but I think we're doing a good job. On Nvda, we have a left shoulder headed than the right shoulder. As long as we don't end up losing like 114, I think we're favoring a move back up to 123 pretty easily. Not just 123, also 125 could be coming, so we look pretty good. Tesla's kind of lackluster, and the reason for that is because we got a price downgrade from Wells Fargo. We also have Cybertruck, a recall for the Cybertrucks, but there was also good news from Cantor Fitzgerald. So we're in the middle. We're looking at 237 as the main resistance. If that breaks, I think we revisit the high of yesterday. If we end up losing 230, we could turn back down, but we're just in the middle for Tesla, kind of trading sideways. So just keep that in mind. Apple's looking more bullish. As long as we're above 215, we're looking for 220 as a potential target. Coinbase is looking quite strong. As long as we don't end up losing 187, we're looking for an attempt to push up for 196 plus. On Amazon, we're looking bullish. We need to see if this could break 199. If that breaks, we're looking for an attempt to get to the 200 plus area. So I want to see us break past 199.5. If that's the case, we're going to be rallying even more. As long as 195.8 does not break, we're looking fine. Meta wants to break 613. If that breaks, we're looking for an attempt for 628. Microsoft is looking more bullish. As long as we're above 388, we're looking for an attempt for 393. And then Google, we want to see it break 168.9, and we're looking more bullish. The VIX is losing 19.59, so it's a bad sign for it. If it does not hold 19.59, we're going to likely continue to fall to the low 19s, and eventually 18.5 is coming. So the VIX is essentially looking bearish. The market is very bullish. We're squeezing right now. We're seeing a very, very nice move. I do think we're going to continue to see this run like crazy, so just keep that in mind. The bulls are very strong. They have the edge right now, so keep that in mind for now. All right. Thank you for listening, guys. I went over some of the big catalysts to watch for, and for now, the market's doing great. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, guys, and peace out.